Happy New Year to everyone. So happy to see you here. Yay. Can you believe it? We have made it through another 365 days. I am super excited to have been in the number to make it to 2026. How about you, Tonya?
Oh, I'm so blessed and so thankful. Yes, absolutely. Any year, an additional year is always a blessing.
Yes. So I am so glad to everybody in the Build Your Best Life family. If you are listening to my voice, you are here, and I am so excited and so happy that hopefully all your wishes came true. You're here today to start afresh, changing the little things, put little tweaks on little things, whatever you want to do to build your best life. But thank you so much. Thank you for always tuning in, praying for us. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. But we are, as always, super excited to have you here with us today. Now, I hope that you agree with me when I say we are starting this year out with a mighty, mighty word that will help not only our young men, but people in every walk of life, every generation, every gender, every Christian denomination, just help everyone. Well, today, our podcast, we're here to help our young men to build strong lives intentionally, responsibly, and with purpose. So today's episode is special because today is January 1st. But guess what? It's not just about starting something new, it's about committing to something meaningful. Today is actually commitment day. Now we have all these different holidays and observances, but today is actually commitment day. So I thought, what a great topic for us. So our focus today is this is a powerful declaration, and I want you to put it in the chat if you are here with us. I commit to purpose and faith. I commit to purpose and faith. In a world that's full of noise, pressure, and confusion, too many young men are busy doing, but unsure of why they're doing it. Purpose gives you direction, faith gives stability. And when those two come together, a young man doesn't just chase success, he builds significance. In this conversation, we'll talk about how commitment to mentoring young men impacts them, but it also blesses you. How purpose shapes decisions, not just goals. And God helps a young man stay grounded in every season. If you're ready to stop drifting and start deciding, stay with us. This episode is for you. What do you think about it, Tonya?
Oh, I think it's like you said, for anyone, it's super important. Although our topic today will be about the young men, but I mean, I look at it as you're born into this world not to live it by yourself. Like when you're a baby, you need people to help support you as you grow. So all of these topics are so important for development, for all of us really, that we can all commit to each other and to, the young ones that we are raising up in this world.
Good. So we're not gonna delay. We're gonna get started. I know some of you are probably tired from all the festivities. So we're going to get started with this segment of Commitment Day. And Tanya is going to talk about something that is important. That is positive relationships and mentorship.
Yes, and that kind of goes with what I was mentioning earlier. When we're born into this world, we're not just saying, "Hey, here you go, live life," but we have like teachers and we have our parents, we have friends, and all of those are people that instill and guide us into the different things that we encounter in our development. And it's so necessary to have those positive relationships, because those positive relationships kind of give you a boundary and a barrier, to know what's healthy and to know what's not healthy and how to make right decisions and what maybe not the best decision for you. Um, I think about, we can just even talk about romantic decisions. I think it's so important for young men to be guided into what looks like a healthy relationship from their standpoint, like how to show up in a healthy way, as well as their partner, like what it looks like to have a healthy partner, um, in a relationship. I know with my boys, we're at a stage, they're 8 and 10. So we talk about friendship right now and what that looks like to be a good friend and how you treat friends. But I also say how important it is to make sure that your friends are treating you appropriately and your friends make you feel okay. Um, because again, even though they're kids and that's just the starting point, just knowing what that respect looks like across the board, whether it's the teachers, whether it's the friends, they're all super important because it's eventually going to be their guiding light as they grow and develop and know what feels okay, what doesn't feel okay, know that it's, fine to base their relationships off of that. But I think too, it helps, um, to have the right mentor, or be mentored by the right people. And I'm a woman of faith. And so that's one of the things that I always, like to pray about, is that I ask the Lord to put the right people in their lives. Because as their parents, I do the best I can, but I'm not the whole world to them, right? And they're going to grow up and they're going to be out of my sphere influence and they're going to have their own decision making. And I always pray that the Lord just guides the right mentors, the right men into their lives so that they can grow up to be responsible young adults, giving back to the world, giving back to people, being influential, being leaders in their whatever chosen field, whatever sphere of influence. Um, I think when we position them with the right people, it helps to break cycles, even like negative cycles. It opens up their mind, to different ways of thinking. So that does mean breaking negative thought patterns or ways that maybe they or family members or friends thought was okay, but it's not. But they wouldn't have that knowledge or wisdom or exposure if they didn't have a healthy relationship with a mentor. I kind of combined the two right there, but a healthy relationship with a mentor. Um, so I think it's necessary just to kind of put them on that trail, on that path to develop them and kind of put those guardrails up to help them make those decisions as they get older, to have that foundation now to continue that growth pattern for them.
Awesome. Yes. And sometimes people don't realize the value or the skills that they uh, have that they can be sharing with others in that mentoring process. They think, I'm just the average Joe. I can't really help, but they can do so much.
Absolutely. And it's probably those people that are, probably the best mentors because they're so humble about the gift that they have, that they're willing to just kind of be open and transparent with it and not have any like preconceived notions about how it needs to be presented. They're just kind of transparent and they're a model essentially, just being their natural selves. And I think that's also kind of the best way for kids and people to learn, is just seeing what it looks like in action instead of just speaking with words. Like, what does it look like in real life if someone were to try to make these right decisions or try to live a way that, is what we would deem, I believe, as a healthy way in our society.
Awesome. Great. If you just joined us, we are talking about Commitment Day. First of the year, most people run out and they make it a New Year's resolution. It's all about resolutions, but what are those? Are they just words, or is it something that you're going to do? So when I saw that today was Commitment Day, I thought, oh, now that's a great topic, because if you're not committed to whatever it is, it's not even worth the words that you're using to say it. uh, and so Tonya just finished talking about positive relationships and mentorship. Now, I want to share with you um, commitment to purpose and faith. Commitment to purpose and faith. So what does this commitment really mean? Commitment is about intentional alignment, choosing to live with clarity about who I am, what I value, and who I'm accountable to. Sometimes we worry about others, what they think, but it's all about us. We can't control anybody else. We can only control ourselves. So think about, who am I? What do I value, and who am I accountable to? And answer those questions. It's not just something I threw out, but think about it and really, really answer it. But you got to have commitment. And then faith anchors the how you're going to do these things. Without this commitment, young men often chase approval instead of calling it. So they want approval, but what are they doing to show themselves worthy of approval? So what is it that somebody's going to approve about you? Is it something that God has given you the skills to do? Are you just trying to do something that you saw someone else doing? This person is saying this, that person is saying that. I see this on social media. What is it that makes you smile when you think about it? Is it being a scientist, being an engineer, being a record producer? What is it? Think about that, and then try to work towards being the best that you can at that particular thing. Don't confuse activity with progress. You can sit in a job, in school, in a workshop, busy all day long, but are you making any progress? And then you define success by culture instead of character. Say that again. You define success by culture instead of character. So what is it that you are showing? And I'm going to give you a couple of points, and we're going to get out of your way to continue with your day. Number one, purpose provides direction. Think about it. Purpose acts like a compass or a GPS. So even though you know where it is that you want to go, you're not sure how to get there. But why are you going to look at that compass or that GPS if you're not going to follow what they tell you? Now, the GPS is going to get you where you want to go, but it doesn't remove obstacles. I heard somebody say last week that they were traveling and they put something in GPS and it told them this route, and they knew that wasn't a route that they normally took, but they went ahead and did what they thought was right. They didn't follow the GPS. However, since the last time that they had made that trip, some things had changed. So they had that guide, but they didn't follow it. So if you have the skills, you have the goals, you have a purpose that God has given you, you've written that stuff down, it's plain, but you're not following it, then you're not having that direction. A purpose-driven young man, he makes decisions based on values, not emotions. What somebody else is doing, how I'm feeling today, but what's on my list. When I look at my vision board of my goals that I have written down, what is it that I'm seeing? They understand that every choice shapes identity. Every single choice you make is shaping your identity, your character. Is it good or is it bad? And then know that short term sacrifice leads to long term gain. In Proverbs 29:18, what does it tell us? Where there is no vision, people perish. You don't want to perish. You want to ask, Lord, guide me in the right way. Let me have the faith to know that you're going to show me a clear path and I've got to follow it. So, if your life is moving fast, do you know where you're going? Number two, faith builds inner stability. Faith isn't about being weak, it's confidence because you're rooted in God. I have faith. You think about Abraham. God told him to take his only son up on that mountain and give him as a sacrifice. But Abraham had strong faith and he just went, not knowing that it was going to be a ram in the bush. But we have to have that kind of faith, that kind of confidence. And that faith will help our young men stay grounded when things change. So you may get up in the morning and you got A, B, C, D, and E. A may be okay, B may be okay, C, and all hell break loose. You can't just, okay, wait a minute. My emotions, I can't get lost. I've got to make some readjustments and then keep moving. You can recover after failure. You don't quit. You've seen somebody say, you know what, they don't ever complete anything. They start here and they quit. They start there and they quit. But have you ever thought they start, they run into a problem, and that's why they quit? So if they don't have a mentor or someone that's trying to guide them, show them the right way, when they run into a problem, something messes up, they just give up. So that's why the strong mentors, those positive mentors, are such a benefit to our young men. We need more. Resist pressure to compromise your character. I told one of my sons, the people of his job is messy. And he kind of follows the processes that I taught him. When you go to work, you're supposed to be at 8. That doesn't mean you're driving in the parking lot at 8. You're at your desk, ready to go. You think outside the box. You do things creative. You don't really do what your job description says. You do a job, best of your ability. But then sometimes when people come in and it seems like everything that you try to do right, they throw a wrench in it. I can't do any better. I'm doing my best. Why do they always find fault? Why do they block me at every turn? Well, I'm just going to stop doing things. Don't stop doing things, because if you stop doing what God has you doing, because God has given you a set of skills, He's given you values, He's given you ethics. So if you let the enemy change your values, you're hurting yourself, you're not hurting them. They sit back laughing somewhere. So never let anyone, family, friends, peers, subordinates, bosses, anybody, change who you are. If you're right, if you have good character, if you have great values, don't let people change you. Confidence based on talent can fail, but confidence based on faith can endure. My third point, purpose and faith shape identity. Many young men struggle not because they lack ability, but because they lack identity. When purpose and faith lead, self-worth isn't tied to likes or income. Also, if I get all these likes on social media, I'm making it. If I got a big paycheck, I'm making it. Uh-uh. Are you fulfilling purpose? Are you taking those skills that God has given you and are you helping others? Where's the self in that? Masculinity is defined by responsibility, not dominance. So you like a certain thing and somebody said, well, oh, you do that? I thought that was a thing for ladies. There's no such thing as a thing for ladies. If the female gender can do things that were once stated to be male jobs, why can't it be the reverse? Your skill should mark or match what it is that you do. So whatever you like to do, whether you like to cook, whether you like to sew, crochet, swim, do experiments, whatever it is that you like to do, keep doing it. Ephesians 2:10 says, well, we are God's workmanship. So he gives us those things that we need to use. So keep using it. Fourth, commitment turns belief into action. Faith without commitment becomes theory. Practical expressions of this commitment, regular prayer, our reflection, journaling your goals. Some people don't like to journal, but sit down and think sometimes. We're always trying to go and do, we got to get it done, but sit down and think. Listen for advice. So asking, this decision align with who I'm becoming? This decision align with who I'm becoming? James 1:22 says, be doers of the word and not hearers only. So you take the time to hear from God, follow what he says. Don't just go ahead and do what it is that you want to do. And my last one, purpose keeps you focused through pressure. And I'm going to say that one again because I think that one is really, really powerful. Purpose keeps you focused through pressure. When temptation, setbacks, or distractions appear, purpose answers, why am I saying no? A committed young man, young woman, whoever who understands every no text the future yes. So it's okay to say no. I'm finding that out. It is okay to say no. I would love to, but I can't do that right now. I cannot overwhelm myself. I cannot put myself in a place where I'm going to go ahead and say yes, and I'm going to do it. But it's not going to be at 100%. It's not going to be the work that God would like to see. I'm going to say no. Discomfort doesn't mean misalignment. So if you're doing something and you're not quite comfortable, that you're not following where you need to be. There may be a reason that you're feeling discomfort. Am I not supposed to be doing this? Am I going off the path? Let me go check back with my GPS, make sure I'm on the right course. Discipline is an act of faith. Discipline is an act of faith. And my last scripture, Hebrews 12:1. Let us run with endurance the race set before us. Let us run with endurance the race set before us. And I'm going back to faith, and I want to thank you. And you're going to say, well, why did she go there? But check this out. Remember here, the tortoise and the hare. The hare just knew he had it. He was fast. He could get it done. He could take time to sit back, bite his nails, eat a snack, take a rest. Oh, he had it in the, he just had it. But the tortoise, he was consistent. Yeah, he might have been taking short steps, small steps, but he was consistent. So he wasn't stopping. He was constantly moving toward his goal. And at the end of the race, where did he find himself? At the finish line first. So let us run with endurance the race set before us. So what God gives you, that faith, keep going toward it, move, keep going. You can do it. So think about today more as, like I said, not resolutions or what think you got to change or all of that. Think about being committed, what you want to do, how you're going to get there. Be committed, have consistency, and I think you'll have a greater chance of being successful.
I think all of that was well said. Well said. Absolutely.
All right. So you have some closing thoughts for us, Tonya?
I mean, literally, I'm like, can I take notes off of what you said? Like, it was just, it was like, it was very well said. No, just you're absolutely right. Like the Bible teaches us, run the race that's set before you. And in the process, also know that the Lord will gather those people, those mentorships, the partnerships, and teach you as you go how to run that race so that you can accomplish what He has set before you. So, yes, just all of the things is just part of growth and development, and just knowing that all of them are very, very important, each aspect of it, to become who you're supposed to become.
That's right. Don't try to fit in, stand out. Yeah, so we thank you all so much for tuning in today. Thank you, Brenda, Denise, Dan, and any others that are listening in that I cannot see you because you're not, what is it? You haven't liked my Build Your Best Life page, so you may be out there viewing, but I cannot see you and your comments. But thank you for tuning in. We are, as we close today's episode, you need to remember that success without purpose feels empty. So you can have mansions and rental property and money in this bank and that bank, but what purpose are you fulfilling? Are you doing what God has you to do? As you may wake up and find out you're alone, you're by yourself, you don't have anything to do with your money. So what have you been doing? Right? Um, but when you are young, as a young man commits to your purpose, your faith, you gain direction, resilience, and clarity. No matter what 2026 brings, you will be ready. So I'm going to give you a challenge for today. Write down one sentence, and you have to do it here. If you want to put it in the comments, great. But everybody, whether you're listening to this now, you listen to it tomorrow, next week, next year, but write down in 2026, I commit to honor God by, and only you can answer that. How will you honor God? And I think it's very, very important that we remember, I think about all the scammers in the world, and they take all that talent that God gave them and they use it evil. But are you taking all those skills and talents that God has given you and you're using it for someone else? So in 2026, I commit to honor God by, and you answer that. Put it somewhere where you'll see it. You can reflect on it, in your vision board, on a Bible, on a journal, wherever, but reflect on it, often. And keep yourself centered. Don't forget, follow your compass, your GPS, where you want to go, make sure that you're following it. And in Psalms 37:5, it says, commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will act. And that's what we need. So I'm going to ask that you tune in on Tuesday, January the 6th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Central Time for Blueprint for Success. And our first guest in 2026 on Blueprint for Success is Tamara Antonini. And her topic is balance in an unbalanced world. Balance in an unbalanced world. Make sure that you put it on your calendars or turn on your reminders so that you can be here and listening. Of course, I will send you a reminder, but hey. So thank you again for tuning in to Blueprint for Success podcast. Until the next time, stay committed, stay focused, and keep building your best life. Remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Be safe. I'll be looking for you on next Tuesday. If you're still off, be careful out there. And remember, I love you. And again, we'll be here on Tuesday. Thank you so much, Tonya. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. You too. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Bye.